Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Samyang, it is the Buldak hot sauce, the original. And so I never intended to do this, ever. But in many ways, I suppose it was just a matter of time before I got to it. And I consider this more of a ramen sauce, it's almost more of a gochujang sort of Korean barbecue sauce just with extract in it. So I don't know that I consider it a straightforward hot sauce. I do consider it delicious. So this is easily, there's no confusion to me why this is wildly popular, because it is just a delicious sauce. And it does a really nice job of hiding this. Oh, the ass hats at Amazon once again put the fucking barcode over the ingredients. Good job, guys. Bravo. Anyway, so that the capsicum is the actual extract that's in here, and this one I think does a really good job of that. There are progressively hotter ones as well. Like I did the two times. So there's a two times hot, and then two of the noodle packets, and that one I did not wait long enough, and the noodles themselves were were of a sufficiently high enough temperature, and I really disliked the flavor of that, so I actually cut that challenge short and failed it accordingly. I keep thinking maybe I'll go back to it one of these days, but I really did not enjoy the flavor of the two times because it's just more extract. And I'm not a fan of the flavor of extract. So this one I think is fairly well hidden, though, as it is. And I did get this for a very specific reason, which you'll see shortly. So I like the idea of a plastic bottle. Unfortunately, this sauce is thin enough so you can just pour it. But this plastic is way too stiff to try to actually squeeze. I just don't understand that. You know, if you're going to put it in plastic, make it a squeeze bottle. Like, what are we doing here? You can see I actually have a bit too much of this in the spoon, but it is the usual pretty color of the Buldak gochujang sort of Korean barbecue. I suppose you could call it a hot sauce flavor. I think gochujang is actually a fermented bean paste or something like that. Honestly, I'm not really up on all that, but I do know that I love the flavor. And so, yeah, this one will be all right. It's not gonna, I wasn't sure it was gonna go over the edge of the spoon or not, but let's get on into it. Wow. First time I've had it by itself. It sucks by itself. All right, so let's put it with something. How about, we're going to get to why I got this in a minute. But first, let's try it on something normal that I would probably throw a hot sauce on, which is just a chicken tendy here. It's a little old chicken tendy. Oh, I should have got a knife, I guess. I saw a video somebody did about I want to say it was cinnamon toast something or other. about people in other countries being confused as to why we use the side of a fork to cut stuff instead of a knife and fork. And I think about it every time I have something here, it's like a food that's a bit chewy. But I mean, I can tell you why. One of the reasons that, growing up, we would do that is because ain't nobody trying to wash more dishes. Well, that and they didn't want. A lot of people lived not especially close to a hospital. So if you gave it to a kid or something and they cut themselves, if it was something bad, you might have a drive ahead of you. So there might be a knife or two for parents to cut some food. And that's where the line would be drawn. The town my parents lived in, when me and the next brother down from me were born, didn't have a hospital. My parents had to drive to another state for my mother to give birth. Well, it's a tasty sauce. But, so, here's really why I got it. These noodles from Bai Xiang. There should be a video for this. Up by the time you see the video for this. But, so these, I love these noodles. These are probably my favorite ramen noodles. I did not love the sauce that came with them. I thought, you know what? What would happen if I combined one of the most ubiquitous, sort of the one of the better flavored Korean spicy noodle sauces with it. And I knew they'd been selling this for a while. This was a stroke of genius to put this in a bottle. Like, it really was. This was such a smart move. And I've seen people do everything from put it on wings to, and if I have enough left at the end of the by the time the Q2 wing thing rolls around, I'll probably try that. But I got it because I wanted to try this sauce with these just wonderful, I think they're Shanzi noodles, something like that. But they're just such an absolute delight. And I'm like, you know what? I got to put those together. The noodles are from China. And I thought, why don't I bring some cultures together in my bowl? In my bowl! So that's what I'm doing. There you go, a little more now, I think. So obviously I've already tried this prior to this. And I got this with the intent of just having it for noodles. So that's why there's not a full review. I'm not going to do the full testing of it. I think you could make some interesting barbecue with it. For sure. But I got it for this. Strictly for this. I'm almost out of these noodles, so I had to save some for this video. And of course, we got to have our top. We have to have our topping. Furikake. This one from Simply Asia. This one, I like the one with the chilies in it better, but I want to just kind of have it closer to what it normally is. So we got just basically sesame seeds and seaweed here. Okay, let's do this thing. I love the texture of these noodles. It's so good. And the Samyang noodle texture isn't bad. This is just better. It's just soft and silky. Damn near melt in your mouth. Excellent flavor. It works pretty well with this. The seasoning it comes with is actually pretty good too. But I was so taken with the noodles that I just had to try this. I didn't know this was a hot sauce. I thought it was just a Buldak ramen sauce. Or like a gochujang, or like a set of barbecue sauce maybe. But they called it a hot sauce, and I went, well, all right. I'll do a mini review on it. Heat-wise, a different one. Maybe a little past. But it's a great introduction into the. There is some extract flavor to it though, so you know, kind of know that going in. It's a good introduction to the so-called spicy Korean noodles, though. Definitely. All right. It's lovely. It's lovely. Lovely. Go buy it. I mean, it's, yeah, you know what? It is actually, you can do quite a bit with it. You can cook with it. You can use it like I just did as a topping on stuff. Mix it in some ramen. You can use it as a component for a marinade. Like, this is just, it was really smart of them to do this. There's also the cheese flavor I've seen out there. I've seen the 2 times out there. I've not seen the 3 times. 3 times I'm very casually hunting around for. I don't actually care if I find it or not. It's 2 time I don't find that flavorful. It definitely, so here's a couple neat things with this. If you want to understand what the mouth burn of an extract is, this is a good one to get. Literally any part of your mouth that touches, you'll feel it. Which my entire mouth right now, I can feel this. The second part is that this is a good introduction, like I said, to the whole spicy Korean chicken noodle phase. This will be probably too hot for some normies though, because the heat can be immediate and quite intensive. To me, it's a pretty low level, but it can be pretty intensive. And if people are going, wow, it's this hot, is it going to keep going? No. Extracts go right immediately to the level they're going to be at, and they just stay there. They don't get hotter. They just go right wherever they're going to go, and that's it. But they go there right away. And of course, the higher you go, the longer it takes for it to taper off. So, but and then, you know, this is a really good flavored, I think, introduction for particularly chili heads that are interested in some Korean flavors. Very, very, like, this is just a lovely thing. This is good to keep it on hand. You see a lot of fusion right now of Korean flavors into barbecue, like American barbecue and stuff. Keeping a bottle of this on hand is a pretty easy way to do it rather than dealing with a bunch of gochujang paste. You can just do this. Just keep this around. I feel like it's close enough to give you an idea. It's not a one-to-one, but it's close enough to give you an idea. You want to make some Korean short ribs, sticky ribs. This would be a good one to try that out on. Some sticky wings. You can mix this with honey, and I think make a really, really nice glaze for stuff. Like, to me, it does have a degree of flexibility that some other hot sauces might not have. Now, to me, overall, though, it's fairly, I guess it's about in the middle as far as flexibility. You could try it on like burgers and stuff. I personally don't think I would enjoy that, but certainly not on pizza. Some of the very pointedly directional foods, I don't think this is something you want to be flinging around to and fro, hither and yon with wild abandon or anything like that. I think you want a kind of surgical strike with this, but certainly very, very useful. And like I said, quite flavorful. As long as you don't have it by itself. Don't do that. It needs to go with stuff. But you couldn't use it for an ice cream topping, obviously, either. But it's a bit of a dynamo in that if you use it in the right spot, it's very, very nice. So, and I want to say it's like $9 or $10 to get a bottle of this to kind of play around with. My feeling is because Buldak noodles are just all over the place now. I see them in my grocery stores. Buy a packet. Start with the black, okay? Start with the black. Buy the noodles first. You can try the cheese if you want. I would personally stick with the black first. See if you like it. If you don't, then you don't have to bother. But if you do, there's just kind of a really wonderful world of flavor out there waiting for you. And you'll probably find lots of fun things to do with this. And we'll just leave it right there. So that was the Buldak original hot sauce from Samyang. Number 4. In peace. To serve the flame.